know him from the Smiley Morning Show. Now he's got his own show. Radio Theology is on ZPL. Here's Pub Pastor Darren.
Don't fight it, just embrace it. The Christmas season is in full swing, ladies and gentlemen, and so are we. It's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Brian and Lisa. And guys, it is a ho-ho-ho holiday season,
Yeah, it is.
my friends and neighbors. I've embraced it fully. I even changed one of the presets on my car radio.
Oh,
Say what?
my goodness.
What'd you do?
I put on the Christmas station.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you did.
Now,
All right.
I have done that. I would not advise you to change from ZPL and what you're listening to.
Right.
No.
Keep on ZPL in all the times that ratings are kept.
Yeah.
Specifically, Sundays from 7 to 10.
Yes, of course.
But I'm loving it. When I wake up in the morning, I think to myself, first, I think I get to drink coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm going to listen to Christmas music today.
What do you like most about Christmas music?
You know, it just makes me happy. You know, and now towards the end of December, I do get tired of the thing. They play the same freaking ones all the time.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm starting to dabble with some of the new playlists you can get like on Spotify. I'm finding songs I didn't even know existed.
Look at you.
Wow.
You're like a kid in a candy
I love
store.
it.
Just
Yeah.
put little jingle
So
bells in the
fun.
background.
You're like-
Check this out. Here's what I'm going to do. We're just going to keep talking. I'm going to put some jingle bell sound effects
Oh,
in the
that's
background.
nice.
And you try to stay sad. If you're upset this morning, oop, there they are. Oh,
That's nice.
I'm kind of already getting
Wow.
happier than I was before. Anyway, it is Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. And guys, this past Tuesday, we had a great night. Shots for Tots is an event we've been doing for the past decade.
Yeah.
As a part of Pub Theology, one of our other ministries where we get out in the spaces and places of everyday life and just remind people that, you know what, God still loves you. In fact, He's always loved you. And we do that around faith, hope, love, and beer. And we were up at the main event on 96th Street. We were raising money for the Julian Center, and we're able to raise just around $2,400 for them.
That's great.
It was a great night. Thanks for everybody that came out and was a part of that. And I tell you what, because I was really, really inspired by a friend of ours named Joe Smith. Joe, his wife, works down at Broad Ripple Tavern, actually down in Broad Ripple, BRT, Nikki. And Joe has been doing a bar crawl that started like 6 years ago. He's like, 11 drunk guys were hanging out one night in a bar, and we're like, we should do something to help people. And this is like his 6th or 7th year. This Friday, he's going to do a bar crawl. They're going to start down at BRT at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And you have to pay anything to come to it. You just come, you go to the different bars. And a lot of people do donate money. Last year, they were able to raise almost $10,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it just started by them saying, you know what if we were to make a difference? I love
it.
that.
Yeah,
that's great.
it's awesome. Yeah, right now as we speak, they're up to like $3,600 on their way to $11,000.
That's great.
Which is the operating cost for the Julian Center to operate for one day.
Gosh.
Just,
so
it's
cool.
incredible. I just love it.
Yeah,
He's
and-
like, what can I do? You know what I'm really good at doing? Gathering people and drinking.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's roll.
I love that.
Let's do
Yeah.
it for a purpose. right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's just a reminder you don't have to be a superhero to make awesome change in the world.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've raised almost $30,000.
That's great.
And like, what were they going to do? They were going to get together every Christmas season.
Yeah.
These guys were going to get together and drink and have fun and play darts and do what they do at a bar.
Yeah.
But now they're 6 years in. They raised almost $30,000 for great charities. And as Joe's telling me the story, just the joy and the satisfaction on his face. Because here's the thing about Joe's the same as you and me. He wants to know that his life matters.
Yeah.
He wants to know that he can make a difference in the world. And I believe that's like that because God has created that in our souls. And you want that too. So you don't have to do something like Ryan said. You don't have to be a superhero to do it. What do you love to do? Okay. How could you serve other people and do it? And even have a lot of fun making it happen. If that inspires you, go check out this Friday night, Broad Ripple Tavern. Joe and all of his buddies will be there. Anybody's welcome. They're starting at 7 o'clock. Bar hop around Broad Ripple, raise money for the Julian Center, and guess what? You'll probably feel a lot happier about your life when you get done. Do you know the 2019 word of the year? We're about to tell you about it. It might actually cause you to have an existential crisis.
Oh, boy.
Big words, big words.
Yeah,
It's Radio
very big
Theology. Your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. And Lisa, this year, 2019 word of the year, what is it?
It's existential.
Is it now? Now, I heard this week. It's
a big word.
It's a big word. And I don't know if you guys know, I'm college educated.
Oh, yeah.
I have a degree.
Yes.
Yeah. I speak for a living.
Sure.
And as I heard the word existential, I thought to myself, I think you know what that word means. But just to make sure,
Yeah.
let's look it up
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Google. And now I'm thinking to myself, possibly the only reason that this word was declared the word of the year
Yes.
is because like dictionary.com wanted to really drive their traffic up.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing there's probably quite a few people that were like, word of the year? I can't even spell that.
Yeah.
Let alone define it.
Now I'm interested in passwords of past years. Like,
You
what,
look, you
okay.
Look that up.
I'll look
Listen, would
those
you
up.
define existential for us?
Yes. So existential means concerned with the nature of human existence as determined by the individual's freely made choices.
So it's basically you're existing. You're a being.
Yes. And it's how you choose to exist, I think,
Okay.
in relation to your choices that you're making.
Okay, so do you know why this word was chosen for our 2019 Word of the Year?
Yes, this is so sad to share.
Okay, well, let's. Do we need to put some Christmas music on in the back just to make it
Yes,
happy?
listen,
or-
add the jingle bells back, and then I'll share this. No, it was because the dictionary.com saw a major spike after some of the tragedies that happened in 2019. So after like the El Paso massacre and the Walmart, huge spike in the word existential
Really?
because people were starting to grapple with what is this all about with all this tragedy and what can I do and why am I here and all of that stuff.
Like
So people are starting to stir.
Like, what's the meaning of life in some ways?
Exactly.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa, and I that makes sense. If the word of the year for 2019, existential, because I think we are wondering, like, what is the purpose of life when we're seeing a lot of difficult things. But Ryan, you were saying earlier that thing is, like, he was like, oh, this year's so hard. There's so much stuff. But, like, kind of seems like maybe that's perspective. Like, we say that often, don't we?
Yeah, it's like, has there ever been a good year that you've been satisfied with? You know, has any year just been all downhill? Like, has any year been a cakewalk?
Or has there ever been a year there's not been some kind of tragedy or
Right.
people doing
Right.
evil things?
Yeah.
No, it's consistent.
Yeah, life in a certain way equals the presence of suffering.
Oh, that is an existential statement, there, Ryan.
Shoot.
I'm just over here looking at my belly button, just wondering, what is my purpose? What is life meaning? Yeah.
No, I think that's true. And that, you know what? Here on this show, we tell you every single week that we think God's for you, not against you, that he's near you, not far from you, and he's created you on purpose and for purpose. That's an existential claim, right?
Yeah.
That the existence of your life does have purpose and meaning. And I think you've got to have clarity on those, on at least your belief on those statements to be able to actually allow the existential crises of life, the tragedies, the suffering, to actually have meaning and not just be something that is a meaningless thing that drives you into like an unredeemable depression or anxiety or whatever it may be. And I think maybe it's the fact that we're not real sure about our thoughts on the existence of God and his opinions or affection for us that may be setting us up to really be in an existential crisis right now. Let's dig into it after this song.
I like it.
And we'll see where it takes us. Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. It's 2019. Are we in an existential crisis? Do we even know what that freaking word means?
Yeah.
It's Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. And this week they announced that existential was the 2019 word of the year. We just dug in. We had to define it. We've got college degrees, but
Yes,
we're like,
we do.
I'm not real sure what that means. Lisa, define it for us again.
Okay, it means being concerned with the nature of human existence as determined by your own freely made choices.
Okay. You were saying that really started to spike as far as people searching for the word existential through this past year because of a lot of the massacres or the shootings and things that have happened. People began, I think some of it is even politics. You were saying Joe Biden, right, said that Trump was what do you call him?
Let me find an existential threat to America.
Yes.
So yes, people are like, well, "Oh, what's that mean?" Oh yeah, he sure is. I totally agree.
Now, what's America mean?
I think and we talked about it in the last break, is I do think with this idea of these existential questions of existence, of why we exist, and is there really purpose and meaning to our life? Maybe we don't say it often, but I think a lot of us are feeling it.
I agree. I looked up. I looked up the words of the year since 2012.
Ooh, let's go on a little.
Do you guys
history
want to
and
hear
see-
the list?
Yeah,
I do.
What's happening in our existential life as a country?
Listen to how this
Yes.
escalates from 2012.
Okay,
Okay, or maybe
please nerd out.
de-escalates. Okay,
Yes.
2012 word of the year hashtag makes
Okay,
sense.
that
Okay.
makes sense.
2013 selfie.
Okay.
Okay. 2014 vape. 2015 they. The gender neutral singular pronoun was big in 2015.
Oh.
2016 post-truth. That's the word of the year in 2016. 2017, youthquake. That's kind of an interesting one.
Okay.
The rising of the youth. Okay. 2018, misinformation. And 2019, now we're in existential.
Wow.
I wonder what 2020 is going to be.
Oh, my gosh.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of existential questions, evidently here. Pastor Darren, Ryan, and Lisa. That's interesting to see that. It's like, I mean, we go from hashtag to selfie to vape to they, where we're confused about gender identities. Post-truth, we have basically, we're saying we don't know what truth is. We don't know what is guiding us, right? Then we get into misinformation.
Yeah.
We are in an existential crisis in America and really the world. And listen, it doesn't have anything to do with Donald Trump or any person. I think it has to do with the fact that we don't know what truth is and what actually brings us meaning and purpose and validity in our existence as human beings right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in the deep end of the pool, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I know.
One of those noodle things to float with.
Like a raft.
Yeah, a raft of some sort.
It's good.
No, and honestly, that's what motivates us to do this show every single week.
Yeah.
We want to make you laugh. We want to hang out with you in between, Sam Smith and Marshmallow. Don't worry, Dan and Chase coming up soon. But these questions actually make a difference in how you live and love and experience life. And if you don't know that you were actually created on purpose and for a purpose, you're not an accident. You didn't just show up on this planet. You're not a random mixture of atoms and this and that. You are that, but you are so much more than 46 physical chromosomes. You were created in the image of the living God. He has created you with gifts and abilities and passions and talents that you are actually given a vocation or a calling to fulfill. And you sense that in your soul. And that's why you search for misinformation. That's why you search for existential when you look things up, because you know that you want your life to matter because you feel like it was created to in the first place. Think about that during this pop song. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about it. It's Radio Theology. You are a very small, minuscule, cosmic accident. How does that feel, guys?
Yeah.
Good?
Oh.
Good night, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Daddy loves you.
Yeah. Can we read a book? Yes, my little cosmic accident.
Oh, gosh. Give me a break.
Oh, my
Is
gosh.
your life worth any more than that? If you don't know the answer to that question, you might really need to hear the 2019 word of the year, which is existential, right here on Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. And guys, we're in a deep conversation this morning. Word of the year, 2019 word of the year, existential, which is defined as?
Is the nature of human existence as determined by your freely made choices.
Okay.
Like how you're creating your life. Does it matter to be or not to be? That's existential.
All the deep things. And Ryan, you said
Shakespeare over here, Lisa.
Well,
I love it.
yeah.
Oh, wow. On our next act,
Hamlet.
Ryan, you said you stumbled across an Instagram feed this week. What did it say?
It said, "You are a cosmic accident."
Oh, warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, and it was basically this picture of like Earth being collided into by some like prehistoric asteroid, and it's like if we weren't hit, then life couldn't have started, and then you basically couldn't have. It was like sitting atop an extraordinary pyramid of happenstance and luck. You're the culmination of 14 billion years' work. You're extraordinary, but you're an accident. Go enjoy it.
Boo.
Which makes me say, if I'm an accident, why should I then go enjoy life?
That's an
Like, what's the
existential
purpose
question.
of enjoying
That's right.
it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, not only what is the purpose of enjoying it, we realize this is getting deep this morning.
I
but
love this. I love this conversation.
You're totally nerding out.
I am.
And here's the thing. Evidently, you do too, because it's the 2019 word of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So everyone is searching existential. What the freak is my life?
Yes.
And here's the problem. Here's why I think we're having a problem with this, Ryan, is that we're being told by websites and by science and by, I love science. I'm not against science at all. We're being told by culture that you are a cosmic accident.
Right.
But something deep inside of us that I'm going to call your soul is saying, no, I'm not, because I need meaning and I need purpose, not only to the good, but also to the bad in life.
yeah.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor in here with Ryan and Lisa. Because, guys, I think we went through the words of the year for the past 5 or 6 years. Ryan, take us through that list of our progression towards existential questions.
So this starts in 2012, which was hashtag. That was the word of the year. 2013 was selfie. 14 was vape. 15 was they, the gender-neutral singular pronoun. The 16th was post-truth. 17th was youthquake. 18th was misinformation. And now in 2019 was existential.
I think we're on a progression of becoming self-focused, where we don't really want God in our life because he's old school and dumb, and we've progressed past it.
Yep.
But when we keep seeing existential problems like hate, murder, racism, fill in the, all the things that we're experiencing, our souls hurt inside of us.
Right.
And we're trying to figure out, why does my soul hurt if I'm an accident?
Yeah. And how can you have justice that is an absolute virtue if it's just an accident? Why does justice even matter? Why does morality even matter?
If you're just a cosmic accident.
If you're just a random collection of molecules that happen to bump into each other and form you, why does it even matter? And furthermore, how can you even trust your own assessment of that?
See?
Wow. These are all the deep questions.
We got to move on to a pop song. But here's what I want to say to you. We believe this at the core of our being, that your life matters, that you were created on purpose and for a purpose. You are not a cosmic accident. And if that's something that you feel like you need, maybe you're having an existential crisis in 2019, we want to invite you to listen more than just on this show, but to download our podcast, because every week we put out an episode called Behind the Mic, where we go into a deeper level conversation about these existential questions, about your purpose in life, because we believe that when you begin to move towards who God's created you to be, you will discover your worth and you will start changing your world. If you want to follow us, get the podcast, get it wherever you find your podcast, or go to radiotheology.com this morning. Hey, ladies, it's that time of the morning when we sit down across the table from Lisa Graft. Woo-hoo! And she gives us some pieces for our soul. Right here on Radio Theology. It's your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. And she leads a group called IamMotherOfTheYear.com.
Yeah.
Thousands of women all over the nation getting together to
billions.
Oh, yes.
She's in the trillions now.
Encourage each other in this whole mom situation.
Whew.
It is a struggle. It's time for Lisa's Pieces.
Lisa's Pieces. A few months ago, probably 6 months ago, my son Cal was 2 at the time. Well, he's still 2, but he was just turning 2. And I had posted on Facebook, oh my gosh, you guys, Cal is a stage 5 clinger. He won't let me put him down, and I have so much to do, but I have to hold this baby. All the older moms, Darren, I think your wife Julie even chimed in.
Yeah.
All the older moms, like my mom's friends' moms, all this stuff, they all posted in, well, someday you're going to miss these days. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But
like, I don't need a country song lyric right now. I need some space.
Right.
Exactly. Right. I just need to cook the dinner. So the other day, I had 15 minutes between our Pub Theology event and getting the kids home from daycare.
Okay.
So get them, and I'm like, I'm making dinner. I'm trying to get the chicken in the oven and do all the things. And Cal comes up to me and says, Mommy, will you hold me?
Oh, gosh.
And will you hold Mickey Mouse? So he has his little Mickey Mouse, and which is almost as big as him.
Yeah.
And then there he is. And then this haunting comment from this post from months ago. This woman said, one day you'll set him down and never pick him up again.
We need to reset the show on that one, because some mom just drove off the side of the road to cry. Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. Lisa, read the quote again.
Oh my gosh. One day you'll set him down and never pick him up again.
Wow.
How true is that? But how sad. And my initial thought was, Cal, obviously you don't understand that I have 15 minutes. I still have to get the chicken in the oven, and I have to change my clothes, and your dad has to come home at some point, and we have to say, hi, bye, love you, see ya.
Right.
Like, everything has to happen in this short amount of time. But then it was, like, so haunting. Oh, my gosh. So I picked that boy up, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I love you so much. And he kisses me, and then he makes me kiss Mickey, and then so we're doing this whole thing, right? So there's this whole charade, and it lasts for 2 minutes, and finally I'm like, hey, honey, can I set you on the counter real quick so I can pop the chicken in the oven? Okay, Mommy. Right, he's so compliant. Oh, my gosh, I love him. But anyway, it was like
He's so compliant.
these small moments.
Yes.
And that is the point. I started thinking, like, oh my gosh, we're caught up, and I am even caught up in creating these huge moments and all of these big memories for our kids. Like, we'll probably always remember our trip to Disney, right? But what matters more, probably to me and to Cal at some point in life, is the time that I picked him up in the kitchen and hugged him and Mickey Mouse.
That's
right?
good.
Like,
and made chicken tenders.
right, yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah. What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly. So I
good
just
stuff.
think, man, when we look back, gosh, it's going to be all of those small things. We're talking a lot about existence this morning and does our life matter? It's the small moments in life that string together that make your life worth living.
Well, once again, the world doesn't disappoint. You read the news for about 5 minutes and you find yourself saying,
Lord, have mercy.
Welcome back to Radio Theology. It's Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. We are your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. And you can have faith and hope and just be in love with the fact that you're not in any of these three stories. Lisa, kick it off.
We're going to Miami.
All right.
Meimo, Ami. Thank you. And where a homeless street painter named Jonathan, also armless,
Oh,
Okay.
Just escalate.
All right.
stabbed
He is a homeless, armless artist.
street painter.
How
So
does
he
he-
paints with his feet,
So he's very good with his feet.
very good with his feet.
Continue.
So he was sleeping on the street
Okay.
when a rowdy tourist from Chicago punched him in the head.
The guy came by and punched an armless homeless guy in the head?
Yes, rude.
We
Right.
probably
That's
think he's not going to punch me back.
Right, exactly. Rude.
I'm
Wow.
looking at the facts.
That's rude.
Going.
He could headbutt me or do something
Instead-
else.
Instead, dude, Jonathan, the armless, homeless,
Literally
street
unarmed
painter,
man.
literally the unarmed man, grabs with his toes a pair of scissors
Okay.
and stabs this dude. What? Twice, not once.
Oh, my gosh.
But twice with these scissors and left him bloody on the ground.
Wow.
Like this dude was bleeding out from the scissor stabs. But here's the thing. Jonathan, homeless, armless,
Yeah.
street painter,
Yeah.
puts the scissors back in his waistband
How does that
and
happen?
runs away.
Listen, I'm saying
With
if you-
his feet.
I'm saying if you don't have arms, you're very you know how to use the bottom half of your body very well.
Wow.
You must.
Stab a dude twice. First of all, get up off the ground.
Yeah.
Pick up scissors with your feet. Stab a man twice for punching you.
Listen,
Which, I get, it's self-defense.
Sure.
But then put it back into your waistband. How do you do that? He must have looked like a flamingo.
well, Jonathan is armless and he's not harmless. And
Wow,
I'm sure
good one.
as he's in jail right now, he's probably saying to himself,
Lord have mercy.
I got one, guys. We got the real life Ace Ventura on the
all right.
scene.
Alrighty then.
We're going to Gainesville, Florida.
All right.
Where there is a teaching zoo, evidently. There was an employee working there, and they were noticing that the pet population was decreasing until they went to this guy's apartment, and then it quickly increased. He had stolen 11 animals.
What?
Yeah.
Zoo animals?
Box turtles, tortoises, skink, squirrel monkey.
Wow.
Yeah, he'd been
Oh my
How do you leave work with a tortoise?
evidently pretty slowly.
Nice. Like in a backpack?
I don't know. He's been arrested and charged with grand larceny. He's
Yeah.
currently being held without bail or animals. And I'm sure he and the animals are saying to themselves,
Lord have mercy.
Ryan, take us home.
All right, guys, we're going to Darren, your home state of Arizona.
Bring it.
All right, so in Tucson, this guy named Ryan Bishop's just driving down to the fair one day. Okay, he's eating a taco in his car.
I love
All right?
tacos.
I think we've all been there before at some
Totally.
point.
Totally.
Well, suddenly, his window on the driver's side shatters. Here's pop, 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 pop. Someone is shooting at him and his truck. Well, eventually he calls the police. They show up. And they're asking him what the heck happened. And he starts thinking about it. And he's like, I think a taco just saved my life. They go, please, sir, explain. Well, he's like, well, normally I drive with my arm up on the window with the window down. But today I was eating my taco and I didn't want the wind to blow any of the taco contents into my face and around my car.
Of course.
So instead, I roll my window up and I eat my taco in peace with no wind. Someone shoots at my car. The window stops it.
Wow.
He's saved by
Wow.
a taco.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, indeed.
Power of a true taco.
Yeah.
You know, if there's any chance this happened on a Tuesday, you know what it'd be?
Taco Tuesday!
I'm glad he's alive, and I still love tacos. But it does make me say this.
Lord have mercy.
Tell you what, guys, Christmas spirits got me all nostalgic. Thinking about the old times. So I'm here crying.
Give him a Kleenex.
Oh my gosh, it's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren crying over here with Ryan and Lisa. Guys, here's the thing. Ryan, I've been listening to your album.
Yeah.
You just put out a Christmas album. Go check it out on Spotify, Apple Music. Search Ryan Allward. It's spelled funny. You'll find it.
Yeah, it's called Indiana Christmas.
There you
That's
go.
much easier to spell than my last
Stick
name.
with that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about all the memories that get kicked up around around Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good memories, bad memories.
Yeah.
Lisa, earlier today during Lisa's pieces, you were talking about there's going to be a time where you set your kid down for the last time and then you don't get to, you never pick them up and hold them again.
Ugh,
I got 3 boys.
brutal.
They're huge.
They're large grown men.
I can still hold my 9-year-old, but I'm glad I've been in the gym. Put it
Yes.
that way. It's a back problem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But we don't know these moments. And Ryan, there's one of the songs, we're going to play a segment of it.
Yeah.
You took the song, I can't even say it right.
Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually a New Year's Eve song.
Right.
What the heck does that even phrase mean?
Yeah, it's basically the good old days.
Okay.
It's an old like Scottish poem that means the good old days.
Okay. Which my thought is, we get to these nostalgic seasons of life, and it's like, you don't know, like, are these the good old days?
yeah.
Are they gone? Is there going to be good times?
Yeah.
And there's a part in the song, Ryan, where you just talk about that. A lot of it is, it's that, what's the line? It's like the love you gave, and what is it?
Yeah, it's so to the days behind and the days to come, to another circle around the sun, to the love we lost and the love we gave, these are the good old days.
Ugh. Ooh, I got goosebumps.
So
Ooh, I love it.
what does it mean for you when you wrote it, Ryan?
Oh man, it hit me like right in the feels when I wrote it, because all these memories of my grandparents who have both gone on, and some pain in our family in years past, and just like this total mixture of bitter and sweet just flooded over me literally in the studio with my producer. And I just got emotional. He's like, dude, you have to keep writing. Like, follow wherever this is coming from.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be like this really beautiful way to end the album, and this mood that has been created in this song, and this sentiment of like, you don't have to wait, for some future to come or to celebrate some past. Like, right now is what you're living, and these are the good old days.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to play some of this song because I want to create a moment for you this morning where you can kind of soak in and realize, you know what? Don't let today pass. God woke you up this morning. He filled your lungs with breath. Okay, look, you look at the trees. I know they don't have any leaves on them, but you're alive today. And don't miss the opportunity to not just exist, but to really live today, to soak in these moments and realize that these are the good old days. If you find the faith and the hope and the love and the strength in this moment today, here's a little sample from Ryan's new Christmas album, Indiana Christmas. Let this create a little mood for you this morning, because today can be a good day for you.
Should old acquaintance be forgot, and days of Auld Lang Syne, to the days behind and the days to come, to another circle around the sun, to the love we lost and the love we gave. These are the good old days. So here's to the good old days. Oh, here's to these good old days.
What does your dad's love with brand new tires and God have to do with each other?
Oh my.
We're about to find out.
Okay.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. And guys, I don't know if there's anything my dad is more passionate about than new tires.
Oh.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important. Safety.
I didn't realize prior to being a dad that it mattered. For me, I'm like, there are tires on the vehicle.
Right. Yeah.
They're not exploded
Right.
or flat. We're good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Until I bought my first pair of new tires early in my 20s. And I felt like an adult when I did that.
Oh, yeah.
During the winter.
That's when you felt
It's
like
a
an
rite
adult.
of passage
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
And it was a little snowy in the winter. And I remember trying to get my tires to like break loose, and they wouldn't. And I was like, this tread on these tires is amazing.
Yeah. Suddenly you became a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Ryan, you had a new tire experience with
Oh,
your
yeah.
dad, L.
Uh-huh.
And if there's anybody that can find the joy and the positive
gosh.
in literally anything,
Anything.
it's your dad.
It's my dad. Yeah. About a month ago, I went in and took my wife's car in, and the guy was like, hey, you might want to get some new tires on this one before Christmas hit or before winter hits, the snow comes. I'm like, okay. So I mentioned this casually to my dad, and he's like, oh, stop everything. Hold on. Picks up the phone, like dials discount tire. He's like, Yeah, can I talk to Levi? Levi, hey, it's L.
He's
Yeah.
he's got a guy. First name
Oh, he's
basis.
got a guy. First name basis. Levi, I need to know when you can get my son. Oh, Black Friday. Son, what are you doing on Black Friday? Levi says that we can get you a deal on Black Friday. Great. We'll be there. What time? 7:30. Great. 7:30. Right. Mark it right now. Set an alarm. Set a reminder in your phone. Black Friday. You and me. New tires. Keeping your family safe. See you, Levi. Love ya. And so we go and we show up. I don't even know if the sun has risen. And we're there, and my dad is like outside at 7:29 in the morning, waving both arms above his head to Levi in the store, like pointing at his watch. You know, the door opens up, and it's like hugs all around. I'm just like, gosh, you guys know each other on a first name basis.
It's Radio Theology, a weekly dose of
It's
faith,
so great.
hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa, and Ryan telling a story about his dad's love affair and
Yeah.
passion for getting new tires.
Yeah, he walks in and he's just like, oh, don't you just love how it smells?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, Dad, I can barely feel my face right now. I've just woken up. You know?
Well, you told us a story this week. And I thought it was hilarious because I thought about my dad, about how much he is passionate. You always got to buy Michelin tires with my dad.
okay.
Listen, you want to test drive my car? Just put tires on it. You're going to feel how smooth it is. Like, Dad, probably not, but okay. But you do have to get good tires.
Yes,
They
it's
told
important.
me before our Thanksgiving trip to North Carolina, where my wife's folks are from,
Yeah.
they're like, you're going to need some new tires, people at the Honda dealership.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not today, buddy.
Yeah, no.
Not getting me for
I'm just gonna
$2,000.
muscle
Good
through.
luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost killed my entire family coming down the mountains of North Carolina with
Oh, my
rain.
gosh.
I'm
Oh,
hydroplaning everywhere. I'm like, it's fine, honey. Don't worry. Keep praying. No, but what made me think about, Ryan, is
That's funny.
is that the fact that, like, the love that your dad has, it's not just for like brand new rubber.
No.
But he's passionate about doing things that protect you and that he can care for you as a dad.
Yeah.
And it actually made me think about that God's love for us, that he actually does even care about stuff like new tires.
Yeah.
The way that our earthly fathers, like if your earthly dad, who's flawed and sinful like all of us, right?
Yeah.
If he can find that much joy, just think about how much joy God finds in doing things and leading us into things that protect us and bring good things into our life. You know what I
Amen
mean?
to that. Yeah, it's so much broader than just new tires. Like, he loves the whole experience. He's just a
Yeah.
huge fan. When we get the lifetime warranty, he's like, oh man, I don't want this to happen, but I kind of want you to have to go in and use the lifetime warranty because we paid for it, son. Levi, we got the lifetime warranty, right? Anyway, but it's because he knows where his joy and where his hope lies.
Yeah.
And it's not just in this concept of happiness or just that life is good. It's like he knows that his life is on purpose and for a purpose, that he's got, I mean, the hope of Christ in him. And it's awesome. I've never met someone who's been like, your dad's a real jerk.
Yeah.
They're always just like, oh, your
No.
dad's a character. They'll say that, but it's like, there's no one like your dad. And it's so true.
Well, there's no one like your Heavenly Father this morning, and I want you to know this. I don't know if you need new tires or not, but I can tell you this for sure, that God is for you and not against you today. This past Tuesday was Giving Tuesday, and oh my gosh, do we have some thank yous to hand out here on Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. It's Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. We're so stoked every single Sunday morning to be able to be a part of your life here on Radio Theology. And Radio Theology is a part of a ministry called Blackbird Mission that exists to awaken people to become who they were born to be. It's the nonprofit that I founded many years ago. And on Giving Tuesday, we, like many nonprofits, ask our supporters to join us in a global day of generosity because being generous just makes you feel really, really good. And it also allows us to keep doing what we do each and every week here with Radio Theology and the Spiritual DNA online course, and Pub Theology. And Lisa, this was an amazing day. We just want to say thank you to some of the folks. What do we actually accomplish money-wise on Giving Tuesday?
Oh my gosh. This blows me away. More than $45,300.
Wow.
That's insane.
When I hear you say it, I still cannot fathom that that's true.
I know. And we had some large gifts, but we asked you, our listeners, for $25 because we had a matching gift that would make your $25.50.
Yeah.
And so we hopped on Facebook and Instagram and we asked, and tons of you jumped on board to support our ministry.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So Aubrey, Danny, Cheryl, Sarah, Ethan, Esta, Liz, Mackenzie, Cynthia, Scott. I mean, come on. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Reading this list is incredible.
Yeah.
It really is. And we can't say thank you enough. It means a ton to us because we just love being a part of your life each and every week. And not just you guys, we release a podcast every week. If you follow that, we thank you for that. If you don't, head out to wherever you get podcasts and search for the Radio Theology Podcast because we got folks that listen all over the world. And I know we're on the radio here in Indianapolis, but the cool thing about the internet is we get a chance to be a part of people's lives all over the world. And you guys help support that, and we appreciate it. And you know what? We're still in the giving season of Christmas. You don't have to give to our nonprofit, but you might want to look for something that's making a difference in your part of the city, something that you're passionate about. And you might be amazed is if you begin to actually become generous, what it will do to your own mental, emotional health. Because there's a great connection between generosity and joy. And so we want to thank the people that became generous to us. We want to encourage you to consider being generous to someone else or another organization this Christmas season. It might just be the medicine that your soul needs.
It's the thought of the day with Pastor Darren.
Can I tell you 3 things that I know about you? And you might be thinking, Darren, we have never met. And listen, I'm driving in my car in Kokomo, so how do you know anything about me? Well, just humor me for this morning and see if I might be right about 3 things that I think I know about you. The first one is this. You want your life to matter. Now, I know this is true because of how you feel about your funeral. Now, what in the world? What happened there? Did I just get super morbid? No, I'm saying, listen, you might not be thinking about that, but stick with me. Imagine your funeral for just a second. How would you feel if no one showed up? Literally, no one. And how would you feel? Maybe you did have one person show up, but their speech went something like this. Well, they were basically a waste of life, and I'm kind of not even sad they're dead. In fact, I don't think anyone will even notice. Like, oh my goodness, can you imagine if that was your scene at your funeral? This is just a fake scenario, but just the thought of that, it starts to make me sad for you, for me. And I know you feel that too. And that's because you want your life to matter. And that's because you were made in the image of God, and His life matters, and so does yours. You were created on purpose and for purpose to be a dearly loved child of God. And He loves you so much. In fact, He actually really likes you too. And He created your life to matter. And that's why you feel like it should. Okay, second thing I know about you is this. Fear is your enemy. Just think about this for a minute. Every good decision you didn't make, and now you live with the regret that you didn't make it. Why didn't you make that decision? Fear. Think about every bad or painful decision you've made that you regret making. Why did you make it? Same answer. Fear. You see, fear is your enemy. And usually the fear that we battle with most is the fear of disconnection or rejection. That's why you didn't make the decisions you wish you would have. You were afraid you would fail and you'd be rejected. The reason that you made the decisions that you now regret is because you were afraid if you didn't, you wouldn't be loved. You would be rejected. And that's why it's so important that we understand the unconditional and never-ending love of God. God promises that He will never leave us, never forsake us. And the security of that love allows us to rise above fear, to rise above shame, to rise above rejection. Listen, friend, fear is your enemy, but love is your greatest friend. The fact that God has created you on purpose and for a purpose gives you unbelievable worth. And that brings me to the third thing I know about you. It's this, is that when you know and you truly believe your worth, you will change your world. As you overcome fear with love and understand your God-given worth, you will start changing your world. And by your world, I mean the relationships that are closest to you. Because life is relationships and everything else is just the details. Your life will be more full of grace and peace and love and faith and hope. Because when you know your worth, you will begin changing your world. And I've given my life to tell people just like you these 3 truths. Because when you know them and you believe them, you will begin to live the life you've always dreamt of. If you need some help jump-starting that process, I've got a free gift for you this morning. If you just head over to IamBornToBe.com, I'll send you the 5-day Jumpstart to Purpose that will help you begin to understand your worth, that will start to tell you how much your life matters, and will lead you to overcoming fear. Just head over to IamBornToBe.com this morning, and I'll send you the 5-day free Jumpstart to Purpose. This is Pastor Darren Earlywine, and that's been your Radio Theology Thought of the Day.